to strengthen the capacity of lecturers and researchers in writing for reputable international journals and publishers. 2. To foster international collaboration between scholars through joint writing, review exchange, and academic community building. 3. To inspire educators to see writing not only as an academic requirement, but as a tool for global influence of innovation of education. We are pleased to share that this event is joined by 6 distinguished speakers and global research person, each with a strong track record in academic publishing, editorial leadership, and international research collaboration. They are 1. Professor Rania Lampou, the Greek Ministry of Education Directorate of Educational Technology and Innovation, Greece. 2. Dr. Andi Asrifan, S.Pd, M.Pd, from Universitas Negeri Makassar, Indonesia. Adjunct Professor Dr. Luís Miguel Oliveira, the Barros Cardoso, the Polytechnic Institute of Portalegre, Portugal. Umar, SAMM, from our Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu, Indonesia. Professor Dr. Akhtem Dzhelilov, Vernadsky, Crimean Federal University, Russian Federation. And last, Dr. Mona Taman, Future Leaders International Group, Egypt and Kuwait. The total number of participants in this workshop reached more than 180, comprising lecture, postgraduate students, researchers, and education practitioners from both national and international background. Their enthusiasm and engagement through this event clearly demonstrate the importance of academic writing as a collective pursuit across borders. Okay, this workshop is conducted in the 2 major sessions. Session 1, the opening ceremony, which include welcome remarks, a cultural performance, and committee briefing. Session 2, the main presentation and sharing session, where each speaker is allocated 3 minutes and 10 minutes for discussion and Q&A. On this occasion, we extend our sincerest appreciation to Professor Dr. Haji Rajendra, SAMM, Rector of Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu, for his passion and leadership. 2. Our keynote speaker and panelists for their outstanding contribution and time. 3. The technical team, student volunteer, and organizing staff for the commitment and professionalism. And to all participants who have dedicated their valuable time to join and actively engage in this academic dialogue. We hope that today's workshop ignite new collaboration and motivate all of us to continue writing, sharing, and contribute knowledge for the betterment of global education. Thank you very much. Billahi taufiq walhidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Resminur Anggreni, for the detailed report. And it is now my honor to invite Professor Dr. Haji Rajendra for you SAMM as a Rector of Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu to deliver the official welcome and opening remarks.
Your Excellency, the Speaker, peace and blessing be upon you all. Praise and gratitude we extend to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the Almighty, for granting us health, spirit, and the opportunity to gather in this manifold academic forum. the workshop and advancing academic writing for global publication and collaboration, broadly initiated by Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu. Two distinguished speakers, honorary guides, respected academic and dedicated participants from various institutions, both national and international. Welcome to our beloved virtual campus. Today, workshop is part of our continuous commitment to exchange the academic writing culture among educators and to elevate the visibility and impact of scholarly work through global collaboration. The theme empowering educator through academic writing and global collaboration in education is not only timely but also essential as we face a dynamic academic landscape shaped by digital transformation, internationalization, and the demand for inclusive global connected sharing. In our experience, one of the key challenges in higher education, especially in developing nations, is the gap between local knowledge and its representation in global academic platform. This work in design as the step toward bridging that gap. We aim to educator and researchers with practical insight, motivation, in and cross-border partnership to ensure that excellent ideas, study, and innovation do not remain confined in regional context, but can contribute to global academic discourse. This morning, we are honored and humbled by the presence of 6 highly respected resource persons from various parts of the world who have generously shared the time and expertise with us. Professor Rania Lampou, the Great Ministry of Education, Grace, to Dr. Andi Asrifan, S.Pd, M.Pd, Universitas Negeri Makassar, Adjunct Prof. Dr. Luís Miguel Oliveira de Barros Cardoso, the Polytechnic Institute of Portugal. Umar, Sarjana Ekonomi, Magister Management, Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu, Indonesia. Profesor Dr. Akhtem A. Dzhelilov, Vernadsky, Crimean Federal University Russian Federation. Dr. Mona Taman, Future Leader International Group Egypt and Kuwait. To all speakers, we offer our sincere thank you and higher appreciation. Your presence not only add prestige to our workshop, but more importantly, offer valuable knowledge and inspiration to educator and researchers across borders. May this opportunity open the door to further joint research, co-authorship, peer collaboration, and academic networking. I would also like to express my gratitude to the organizing committee, moderator, technical team, and all parties who have made this program possible through the tireless work and dedication. May this workshop ignite the spirit of academic authorship, sharpen our writing practice, and strengthen our global academic identity. Finally, to mark the official opening of our workshop, kindly invite all of us to recite together the verse. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. Billahi taufiq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Rector Professor Dr. Rajendra, for your warm and insightful words. Before moving forward, please enjoy a special creative dance performance present by UKM Seni Mahasiswa Universitas Gorontalo. Thanks to wonderful performers for that beautiful presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now capture this significant moment with a group photo. Kindly activate your camera for a moment. For my lovely participant, to activate your cameras for a moment. Our team all capture this moment.
Yes, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much. We have full slide for this event today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the attention. Okay, this concludes our opening session. To continue today's insightful activities, I now hand over the session to our respected moderator, Dr. Henny Mande, S.A.M.Sd, who will facilitate session 2. Dr. Henny Mande, the session is yours. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, MC, Ms. Alfiani Ariska. So now, welcome to the second session in second day of our workshop. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning and good evening. Distinguished speakers, respected participants, and honorable guests, welcome to this session, second session of the second day of our workshop on advancing academic writing for global publication and collaboration. I am Dr. Henny Mande, and it's my pleasure to moderate today's enriching discussions. Each speaker will be given a total of 30 minutes, which includes 20 minutes for the presentation and then 10 minutes for Q&A session. So now we move to the first speaker. The first speaker is Prof. Rania Lampou from the Greek Ministry of Education. Prof. Lampou, your renowned expertise in educational technology is highly anticipated. So please, for 20 minutes ahead, the floor is yours.
Warm greetings from Athens, from Greece. I hope I'm audible. I would like to warmly congratulate all the members of Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu, Indonesia, for organizing this very enriching workshop. And it's a great honor and pleasure to be invited here today. I would like also to welcome you all, me too, to this workshop on advancing academic writing for global publication and collaboration. I would like to warmly thank Dr. Andi Asrifan for the kind invitation. And my topic today will focus on AI-powered tools in academic writing. Why? Because we are standing at this intersection of the two dynamic worlds, academic, artificial intelligence and research. And of course, AI has emerged as a groundbreaking tool, we could say, that is revolutionizing how we approach research, how we analyze data, how we make discoveries. And before starting to share my presentation, I want to say that AI is not just a tool, it's becoming a critical partner in modern research because it offers the promise of making research faster, more accurate, more inclusive. And researchers can now focus on more strategic and creative thinking thanks to AI's ability to take care of high labor-intensive tasks. Now, these tools can now analyze actually years of academic literature within minutes. They can perform complex simulations that once in the past it took months and reveal trends and patterns that would be impossible to detect manually. However, as exciting as these tools are, it's also important to be mindful of the ethical and responsible use of AI in research, all these questions of bias, of data privacy, of intellectual integrity. We need to have in mind all these issues. So we'll start sharing my presentation. I have a lot to say.
Please.
Maybe it's visible now.
Yeah, visible.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can you see also the change of slides?
We see.
Okay, let's go.
You can see, okay.
Yeah.
So first we need to know that artificial intelligence has to do with two main categories: deterministic systems, which can take over routines. On the other hand, we have complex and cognitive systems, completely autonomous. Specific and general AI, on one hand, AI can perform fairly simple services. On the other hand, general AI, which is usually referred to what we call superintelligence. One main characteristic of AI is unpredictability. It is difficult or impossible to predict what effect this will have. And Max Tegmark defines life as we experience today, life 3.0, as a technological stage where we can design our hardware becoming the master of our own destiny. Life is a process, according to him, that can retain its complexity and replicate, and it actually has developed through three stages: a biological stage, 1.0, where our hardware and software evolved, a cultural stage where we can design our software through learning, and now we are already in the life 3.0. Our intelligence is what makes us human, and AI is an extension of this quality. So AI in research, first we need to understand about the quality assurance, the quality of data, because the imbalance in the material, the properties of the analysis tool, and human interpretations all increase the chances of logical fallacies and discriminatory decisions. So this provides a basis for uncertainty. In relation to interpretations and decisions based on AI. So quality assurance of data, what we call black box dilemma. What is the black box dilemma? Is that actually we don't know the internal processes, how these systems, how machine learning algorithms arrive and jump at these conclusions. So the main challenge of AI is actually what we call the lack of transparency. The bias, of course, and the fair access to data. More and more companies nowadays try to take over the majority of the data, the large amounts of data, and try to take the control. So there is a fear of what we call the lack of democratization of data, fair access to data. There is worldwide a decline in research productivity all around the world, according to recent studies. That's why policymakers try to improve the quality of education and research. And that's why AI is here, because it can help us to improve the quality of data, to support learning, to leverage new sources, for example, social media, diversify engagement opportunities, and more and more we can promote innovation and new discoveries. So obviously the benefits of AI in research means that AI can free up time for researchers. It can reconfigure the organization and structure the science base. And actually, practically in every stage of the research process, research design, AI can help us in the lab with writing articles, with if we want to publish an article in high impact factor journal publication, we streamline experimentations. With, for example, AI tools assist in design experiments, optimizing parameters, automating data collection, saving time and reducing human errors, and literature review and journal publication, etc. So we're going to see, for example, in academic writing, what is happening here. AI-based tools can assist significantly researchers in generating, first of all, initial drafts or brainstorming ideas for academic papers by leveraging their ability to process large amounts of information quickly, provide diverse perspectives, and offer structured suggestions. So how? First, AI tools can assist in brainstorming ideas by suggesting relevant topics, by highlighting emerging trends, or identifying underexplored areas of research based on current literature. So AI can help actually refine research questions by synthesizing existing research, by identifying gaps and suggesting questions that are both innovative and relevant. These tools can quickly scan vast databases and summarize existing literature on a specific topic, make it easier for researchers to understand the current state of the field. AI tools can automatically identify key papers that should be included in the literature review and even extract critical information such as research methods, findings, conclusions. So a researcher can use, for example, semantic scholar or connected papers in order to visualize how academic papers are connected and identify influential works in their area of interest. It can assist researchers in structuring their arguments and refining the logic of their paper. It can suggest coherent ways to organize their ideas and identify potential areas where more evidence or explanation is needed. So AI models can actually generate hypotheses based on a given dataset or a set of research questions, helping this way researchers to explore various potential angles for their paper. If, for example, a researcher is developing a thesis on the climate change, the effects of climate change on agriculture, AI could generate a variety of subtopics and suggest ways to integrate them into the main thesis. Tools like Grammarly, like ProWriting Aid, can help researchers with the initial drafting of papers by suggesting sentence structures, refining the clarity of writing, and enhancing overall readability. Now have AI writing assistants that can provide actually content generation support by expanding on the initial ideas, by proposing relevant academic language, and even providing paragraph length drafts based on specific prompts. So a researcher can input a summary or an outline of their argument into an AI tool, and it could help generate an initial draft by expanding on the key points, offering evidence, of course, from existing research and writing sections of the paper. Now, for data interpretation, AI tools can assist researchers in actually analyzing complex data sets, generating visualizations such as graphs or charts that can be included in academic papers. There are AI platforms like Tableau or Python libraries that can quickly analyze data sets and suggest how to represent their findings in visual formats. For citation, there are popular tools like Zotero, EndNote, Mendeley that can help researchers manage references and generate citations in the correct academic format. So these tools can also automatically suggest relevant references based on the content being written, ensuring that the researcher is up to date with the most current relevant literature. It can help us adjust the tone of our writing to be more formal or academic or suited to the target journal or a conference. So it can suggest revisions for improving clarity, for coherence, or the flow of arguments. So AI, at the same time, can offer language translation services for researchers who work in a multilingual context, helping to reach a broader audience and communicate our findings more effectively. For plagiarism detections, there are tools like Ternity, like Copyscape, can help researchers ensure the originality of the writing by scanning the drafts for similarities with the published content. So these tools can actually flag potential areas of concern where proper citations may be required, allowing this way researchers to fix any issues before submission. The type management, these tools can help us also manage our writing workflows by setting deadlines, by reminding us of our progress so far, by suggesting tasks to complete based on our current progress. And these management tools can actually streamline our tasks by breaking down the research process into manageable tasks. Interactive Q&A, because AI can definitely engage in question-answer interaction, help researchers refine their ideas or clarify doubts about specific academic topics. So brainstorming ideas, generate initial drafts, organizing literature reviews so far, analyze data, and manage citations. So this can save researchers significant time and effort, enabling them to focus more on the creative now and critical aspects of their work. And these tools, of course, make our research more efficient, collaborative, and structured. Now, in what ways AI can assist literature review or summarize large volumes of research papers? These tools can automate the process of searching academic databases like Google Scholar, like PubMed, etc., based on specific keywords or research questions or topics. So AI can identify the most relevant papers and articles for inclusion in the literature review. AI can go beyond keyword matching to understand the context and semantic meaning of the query, ensuring that it retrieves the most pertinent papers. And at the same time, these systems, like connected papers, for example, can help researchers find key papers that are connected to their area of research. So these systems actually map out networks of related work and can suggest papers that might not have been found through traditional search methods. We can automatically summarize such papers by extracting the key points, the findings, methodologies, and conclusions. And these summaries can provide a quick overview of papers without needing to read through them entirely. We can extract, of course, key themes, key terms, phrases, topics using natural language processing techniques. For example, topic modeling algorithms, what we call LDA, latent direct allocation, can automatically group research papers into themes or topics, making it easier for researchers to organize the literature. Tools like NVivo or Voyant tools can perform keyword extraction, topic modeling, and content analysis to categorize and summarize large collections of academic articles or research papers. For the citation, we can manage citations by automatically extracting citation details, the authors, the titles, journal names for academic papers, and these details can be organized then into reference management tools like Mendeley or EndNote or the Zotero. And AI can also suggest related papers based on the references or situations already gathered, expanding the literature review with additional relevant studies. At the same time, we can compare our research findings across multiple studies by identifying patterns, trends, and differences in methodologies, results, or representations. And this comparison can be actually crucial in synthesizing existing research and identifying gaps. We can use machine learning algorithms to cluster papers based on similar findings or approaches, helping researchers to synthesize results from different studies more efficiently. Tools like, for example, Research Rabbit can visualize relationships between papers, showing how different studies are related to each other based on findings, on methodologies, and conclusions, which simplifies the process of comparative analysis. We can identify gaps in literature by analyzing trends in published research. So these models can actually scan hundreds or thousands of papers to detect areas that have been under-researched or overlooked, offering suggestions for new research questions. Trend analysis features can highlight emerging research topics in areas where the literature is lacking. For example, tools like SiteSpace or VOS Viewer help visualize research gaps and trends by mapping out clusters of research topics and highlighting areas with limited or no research coverage. Clustering and categorizing papers, we can cluster algorithms to group related papers into categories based on similarities in topics, methodologies, or findings. It can also, AI can help us, can assist with systematic reviews or meta-analysis by automating the synthesis of research findings across a range of studies, identifying trends in data, and even calculating statistical effects. So these tools can help us with extraction of numerical data from studies, which is often required for meta-analysis, and then can compare these data points across multiple studies to identify trends and inconsistencies. For text mining, we can use text mining techniques to extract valuable information from unstructured text, such as research papers or articles. And this could include identifying recurring themes, concepts, or terms that are critical for the literature review. And another issue has to do with sentiment analysis, which can be applied, how it can be applied in order to assess the tone of a paper or evaluate how authors discuss certain topics. And this can certainly help in understanding the direction of research for contentious areas in the field. Tools like Leximancer can conduct sentiment analysis and extract themes from large volumes of papers, helping researchers identify dominant narratives or trends in the literature. So how this improves, of course, writing quality. All these writing assistants help with accuracy and citations. Now, we have already mentioned the strengths. What is happening with challenges now? What are the limitations? AI tools may sometimes generate, remember these things, incorrect or incomplete citations, especially if the underlying database of the research source is incomplete or has not been updated. So researchers must manually verify the accuracy of citations. Sometimes, plagiarism detection tools like Ternity may miss certain instances of subtle paraphrasing or common knowledge, which requires human judgment in order to ensure that the work remains original. These writing assistants actually are effective in improving writing quality by suggesting improvements in grammar, pronunciation, sentence structure, readability, which enhances the clarity of flow of the paper. But at the same time, these tools may not always maintain what we call contextual or disciplinary appropriateness in writing. Academic writing in specialized fields often requires a deep understanding of jargon or field-specific technology, which AI may not always handle effectively. So these tools can simply simplify or modify the sentence structure in a way that reduces the complexity or depth of ideas critical to academic writing. Although these tools can help us in structuring our paper by suggesting appropriate headings, subheadings, and organizational formats, at the same time, it may struggle with understanding the deeper logical relationships between complex ideas or theories. The coherence of the overall argument in academic paper often requires expert insight in the subject matter. So these tools typically rely on algorithms and patterns which may lead to finally superficial structuring that doesn't fully align with the nuanced academic documentation required in the research process. Some tools can help researchers refine their arguments by suggesting clarifications or offering different ways to present data, but at the same time, these tools lack critical thinking skills required in order to analyze data, to interpret results, or evaluate competing theoretical perspectives, which are essential to maintaining the depth and originality of academic arguments. Automated content generation from these tools is based on patterns in existing literature. And we could see that AI doesn't truly understand the content it generates. And this can lead to superficial or incomplete analysis of complex research topics. So have in mind all these challenges. For fast-checking, AI tools do not inherently verify the factual accuracy of the content they generate. They may generate content based on learned data, which may seem outdated or complete or even incorrect information. AI cannot replace the critical process of peer review or the detailed evaluation of primary sources that researchers must conduct to ensure that claims are accurate, especially in cutting-edge or highly specialized fields. And for avoiding bias and maintaining objectivity, these models can reflect the biases present in the training data they were exposed to. So if the underlying data includes biased, outdated, or altered information, this can be reproduced in the writing generated by AI. So these tools actually lack the nuanced understanding of diverse perspectives, which is essential for addressing complex research questions from multiple angles in academic writing. These assistants ensure consistent formatting, but at the same time may struggle with complex formatting needs, such as generating accurate mathematical equations or handling multidisciplinary formatting conventions. For language and grammar, AI tools can sometimes misunderstand or incorrectly alter sentences, especially when it's a complex sentence structure. And remember that academic writing often involves nuanced or what we call domain-specific language, which AI may not always accurately apply in context. So about the arguments, of course, this can help us with the flow, the logical flow in a research paper with the structural coherence, and the argument development. But remember, some limitations here is that AI tools can handle basic suggestions, of course, but they struggle with more discipline-specific structures. They cannot truly understand how abstract concepts should be integrated or presented within a research paper, and they may not be able to grasp subtle shifts in an argument or theoretical approach that should shape the overall structure. But the logical flow, detecting logical inconsistencies within an argumentation chain is difficult for AI. Logical flow often hinges on the ability to understand the broader context of an argument and how individual pieces of evidence contribute to the overall thesis. So AI lacks actually the critical thinking required to evaluate how well the evidence fits into the larger narrative, especially in complex interdisciplinary research. So AI might miss subtleties like circular reasoning or gaps in argumentation, where a paper seems to argue in circles or fails to logically support its conclusions with evidence. Now, of course, these tools cannot always evaluate the strength or depth of an argument in the same way a human expert in the field can, because research papers often involve sophisticated theoretical frameworks or the application of complex methodologies, which AI tools are not equipped to fully understand or assess for logical consistency. And advanced integration of ideas, especially when we connect disparate pieces of literature, theories, or findings, is a skill that requires always a human expert insight into academic field, which AI does not possess. So all these things that we need to have in mind, all these tools that can help us also with specific academic formats. how to automate the citation generation, Suri consistency, the error detection and correction with plagiarism. There are always powerful grammar checkers and style enhancers in order to provide suggestions and detect and correct common writing pitfalls. In academic publishing also, this is used in peer review process. They can automate initial screening for relevance, the content scope matching. They can help with efficient manuscript formatting. They can help with reviewer selection and matching, because this algorithm can be trained to recommend appropriate reviewers based on factors like their past publications, areas of expertise, historical review performance. We can analyze here the content of submitted manuscript and match them with the reviewers who have relevant expertise. It can help us with the bias identification, with the real-time feedback for authors. It ensures transparency in the review. So we talk about writing audited open peer review. Of course, data driven decisions. And now, what are the challenges that here we need to maintain the human oversight, the challenges of the algorithmic bias, the lack of transparency. I mentioned before about the black box dilemma. Remember that there are always the potential risks which are related with the manipulation of AI systems, with the conflict of interest, with the lack of human context and nuance. Okay, here is another field, the AI citation patterns. It can help us to analyze citation networks, to predict also future trends, to forecast future trends in research, to visualize also citation impact, to analyze citation velocity. It can help us with manuscript formatting and submission. How? By predicting emerging trends that I mentioned before, with sentiment social media analysis, by identifying research gaps, by predicting technological advancements and innovation through topic modeling and text mining. And the benefits, of course, are related with the error detection, with the compliance with journal requirements, the support for multiple journals. On the other hand, what are the limitations is the lack of contextual understanding, the limited support sometimes for multilingual submissions, the potential over-reliance on these tools. It can help us, on the other hand, with specific guidelines, but the challenges remain always with the limitations in creativity and critical review. Remember that most of these tools can process visual input. There are vague summaries, sometimes recommendations. There's a lack of citation validation. There are legal and ethical issues to consider. If you want to use some tips here in your research, these tools, you need to mention in your research paper that you have used these tools. For example, if you use ChatGPT, first you need, of course, to confirm the sources. You consider the reliability of these sources. So check for other reputable sources. On the other hand, you need to, for example, here to first you need to inform your course coordinator, or you need to check if it is allowed by the journal, because not all journals allow the use of these tools. Then you need to make a citation on reference in your research paper how you use these tools. Here, for example, you can see how we can make a citation for ChatGPT. You need to make this citation, and of course, it's particularly important to document the exact text created, because, for example, ChatGPT will generate a unique response in each chat session, even if you give the same prompt. So have in mind this. Some tools, of course, that we can mention here very briefly. Amazing tools we have at our disposal, a consensus search engine that can help us to find relevant research papers. A site assistant helps us to find, read, and understand scientific literature. Elicit to help us to brainstorm, to research, insightful, which also has amazing tools. So, for example, Literature Connector, which tries to give and interact visualization and shows how papers are connected by the literature. For data analysis, Atlas is an amazing data tool for data analysis, etc. A scholarly Research Rabbit, types it, we can give you a whole list if you want at the end, BTI. So before concluding, Killbot, the last part of my presentation will focus on the AI ethics, because AI ethics has to do with how AI is used for the betterment of humanity and society. This subfield of applied ethics. Remember that AI is innate, not a substitute. We need to start with introductory workshops on AI tools, try to integrate AI tools into the research writing process, use AI, for example, as a collaborative tool. We have amazing collaborative tools in AI. We can create assignments around AI assisting writing, but this with alternative offline activities in order to create a balance between innovation and human touch. Teach responsible AI use, academic integrity, foster critical engagement with AI outputs, very important. Create a framework for AI ethics discussions. We need more ethical frameworks. Provide ongoing feedback, encourage students to research tools, provide, of course, comprehensive training education, create a supportive infrastructure, incorporate these tools into research writing curricula, monitor, evaluate AI tool effectiveness, and develop comprehensive AI literacy programs, incorporate AI training into curriculum, teach responsible data ethics and AI accountability, address all the legal and ethical implications of AI. Of course, there is a gap so far between research ethics and AI research. Why? Because so far the standards mostly rely on ethical values rather than concrete normative and legal regulations which have become insufficient. Research boards need to always be in touch with research ethics boards or committees in your university, in your institutions. Before concluding, all the principles of AI ethics in research are related with transparency, validity, and effectiveness, diversity, inclusion, and fairness, how AI should be inclusive for all, accessibility and universal design, informed consent, benefits and risk assessment, the explainability, validity, the principles of Belmont, the Belmont report, which are related with beneficence, autonomy, no maleficence, no harm the others. These frameworks that we have so far is from UN, from UNESCO. These are reports very important for ethics that you need to explore. Microsoft also. The Organization for Economic Cooperation Development has also developed a set of ethical guidelines that you can explore. In Europe, we have also ethical guidelines for trustworthy Europe. We talk about AI, which should be lawful, ethical, and robust. So it's all about human agency, technical robustness.
Excuse me, Prof. Lampou.
Yes, I'm finishing. I'm finishing now. It's about fundamental rights, ethical principles, principle of prevention of harm, fairness, etc. So before concluding, Luciano already said, the philosopher that Copernicus showed that we are not at the center of the universe. Darwin showed that we are not at the center of the biosphere. Freud showed that we are not at the center of the psychosphere. And Turing showed that we are not at the center of the infosphere. All these discoveries it took years or centuries to be embraced. So AI, it's an innovation, but we don't know how this will evolve. And this will need years in order to be embraced by humans. So remember, every major AI in existence is domain specific. Human intelligence is domain general. This is the main difference. Artificial intelligence is a tool, not a threat. Thank you very much. And for any question, I'm here to discuss.
Well, thank you, Prof. Lampou, for your valuable insight, participants. Now we have 10 minutes for questions and answer. So please free to ask. Prof. Lampou will give her answer. So
yes, they can write in the chat box and can
okay. There is question.
Okay, I have a question here,
Miss
Professor.
Sri
Can I?
Jumiati Unismu. Where is the chat?
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Dr. Hani. And
yeah,
thank you for Mrs. Rania. Maybe it's right. Okay, I thank you for the presentation, which is very useful for us as a lecture. And I want to know what your opinion about AI as a tool. If we will write a paper of social sociology, I think we will lose the aspect of humanities of the paper. So how we manage the AI to minimize these weaknesses, especially if we are a researcher or of community empowerment, or the all about human value about our paper. If we want to minimize the weakness of AI about human aspect. Thank you.
Yes, this is a wonderful question. Thank you very much for this. Minimizing the fear of losing the social and human aspect in a world increasingly influenced by AI, it's a real valid concern. So some practical and philosophical strategies, we could say, to address this fear is first it has to do to recognize what makes us human. AI, of course, can mimic behaviors, can generate tasks, but this doesn't have, of course, empathy, doesn't have consciousness, doesn't include lived experiences. So what could be the solution? The solution is to emphasize on emotional intelligence, on the ethics that I mentioned before, on creativity in education, how you use these tools in creative assignments. How we use it for leadership, for relationships. They're inherently human characteristics that, of course, AI cannot replicate. For example, if we want to promote critical thinking or problem solving and use AI tools in the classrooms, what we can do? We can design activities that balance the strengths of AI with human-centered learning experiences. We can use these tools for data analysis, for information retrieval, content generation, but at the same time, we can use it for debates. For example, we use, for example, S.Pd in brainstorming, and then we take the prompts and we encourage students to be engaged, for example, in debates or in other more creative activities. We present for other activities that could be presented students with complex real-world problems and allow them to use AI tools to test hypotheses or analyze data. The goal here is to cultivate system thinking and ethical reasoning by having students use these tools as tools, not as substitutes. You know, you have seen that all around the world, the assessment now have started to change. There are many universities around the world that use oral assessments, oral evaluations, because teachers don't know if the essay is submitted by ChatGPT or by humans. So we can see this, that the evaluation also started to change. Of course, this what I wanted to say here that recently I was in a conference in Europe. You know, one country, Sweden is, to give an example, is one of the most tech-savvy countries in the world. Sweden had integrated digital technologies already in the preschool age. And now, what they did, they ban smartphones and digital technologies from the classroom, and they say that we return to the old textbooks. Do you know why? Because during this pilot period, they have realized that students have started to lose their handwriting skills, the research skills, the critical thinking, the creativity. And other countries follow the same example in Europe, Netherlands, Finland, etc. Of course, banning is not something, if you want my personal opinion, it's not a solution. Because AI is here to stay, we need to balance the strengths and weaknesses. And our task as educators is to navigate this complex world and to help students to use responsibly, ethically, and wisely AI. I think it's the only way that we can manage this. That's why I mentioned before, but we need training, we need use AI literacy programs, training workshops, combine activities with technical activities, but at the same time, activities which include arts, for example, or activities which help the reasoning and critical thinking. For researchers, be careful about plagiarism, because this way we, we risk to lose our academic integrity. You know how many papers I'm a reviewer in many journals I receive, which are copy-paste by these tools. So everything has to do with ethical principles that I mentioned before. The human oversight, not to lose the control. Honestly tell you, I'm worried because I read last week that Mark Zuckerberg announced, of the founder, of Facebook, that 90% of his coding activities will be replaced by AI. Nowadays, already programmers won't have, any task, because the program is already being perfectionized by AI. This is very worrying, of course, if we talk about the job displacement. And also, I want to give you, I will share with you also the link here, the chat box. We have the case of the first pilot school in the world, in the UK, in Britain, where there are no teachers in the classroom. There are only AI. It has already started, no teachers there, and we are waiting to see the results. There are companies also who have fired all the employees, pilot companies. They have fired all employees, and they have seen increase of 60% of the profit, because it's writing assistants are faster than human employees and things like that. Honestly tell you, I'm worried when I read these things. But if it's up to us, if we follow the ethical guidelines and principles of all these global frameworks, and I believe that every educational institution, every university should create its own ethical framework. Every institution should have its own guidelines. Then I think we won't lose the game, if you want my opinion.
Okay, I think it's a wonderful answer too, and thank you for the examples. Thank you.
Yes, and you know that the results of the international competition of PISA showed very low performances for students in all countries, not only my country, Greece, especially the COVID pandemic. And the experts of PISA say that the technology is the main reason behind this, because students cannot be distracted, by the smartphones, etc. They cannot be focused on the classroom. So be careful of the wise use of technology. This is
Well, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
For Prof. Lampou for your answer, clearly answer. So, is there any question? Miss Professor Lampou, it's enough, I think. Thank you for your presentation and your answer. So now we move to the second speaker, Mr. Dr. Andi Asrifan, S.Pd. M.Pd, Universitas Negeri Makassar. Dr. Asrifan, your extensive experience in academic writing and global publication will be incredibly beneficial to our audience. So now please start your presentation in 20 minutes ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. This really honor to be here. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon,
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
good morning, good evening. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for the time given to me, and a special thanks to my dear Professor Rania for your always inspiring us around the globe to share your expertise, and hopefully one day you have a chance to visit Indonesia, I can personally visit your country in the future. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in this occasion, I would like to say also thank you to the Rector of Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu, to the Vice Rector, faculty and staff and students for your really contribute event for the world in the topic about academic writing. So I'm Andi Asrifan from the graduate program Universitas Negeri Makassar. In this meeting event, I would like to share about the predatory journal step to anticipate and prepare for the publication in the reputable journal. Alhamdulillah, until now, I'm serving for the 33 reputable journal around the world as a editorial board member and also for as active reviewers for some journal and also the book chapter and also for the book edition. So let's start. What is the predatory publishing? So publisher and the journal categorized as predator are uninterested in sharing properly cited and reviewed work or respecting the right for the author, and they are interested solely in the profit and often ask the author to pay huge publishing or presenting fee. And then some predatory journal claim to be legitimated open access, which results in scholarly sometimes
Kasih daging mata
conflating
lagi.
open access with predatory practices. And then predatory journal are the product of the predatory publisher, the institution that are unethical in their publishing, practical by not following proper academic and ethical standards for the publication of the scholarly work. So this include the lack of proper peer review, proper citation, and the charging of exorbitant fee for the publication that will never be review or the publish in the way that the publisher proposes. Here, just the view where the predatory journals also always seeking for the resources and also the scholar around the globe. As we know that in the system of education, especially in Indonesia, every piece of education starting the undergraduate school, university, I mean the undergraduate, that should be published before the final examination in the test in the thesis. They should be published in the accreditation national accreditation journal, and the graduate program that should be in the international journal or in the master degree, and then in doctoral degree should be published in the Scopus. So that's why there are many predatory journals seeking them to publish their research to the predatory journal. So how can I determine if the journal considered predatory? So there are the number of ways to evaluate the journal as predatory or legitimate. Be wary of publisher without verifiable contact information. Can you check the short time from the submission to publication? So that's sometime just need 1 or 2 days or just 1 week. So I think in legitimate journal, I think we will have the pace starting from the first screening that's about the plagiarism checker, and then check the scope, and then after that we'll send to the reviewer. The reviewer will evaluate our manuscript, and then after that the reviewer will send back to the editor to make the decision major or reject it or the minor. After that, if any citation, there should be a proof from the author, so the author will respond all the citation or the critic from the reviewer. That's a need long time, I think. And then after that, usually within a day, fake editor bird call for submission that arrive in the spam-like email, and the journal with no prominent display of the author fee and the missing of the statement of peer review process. So, ladies and gentlemen, you may scan the QR to help you. I think this platform will lead us to check one by one the journal that the target journal before we submitted the our article. So, what is the predatory journal? Another another comment that's predatory journal is an opportunistic publishing venue that exploit the academic need to publish, but offer little reward for those using their services. So, while the motivation and method vary, predatory journal have a number of common characteristics. So the first one is their primary goal is to make money. There will be FPC fee, but there are some famous thing famous publisher. I think they will open for the FPC, for the FPC, because they open access, and then they will explain uh, the all the FPC for. And then they don't care about the quality of the work published. Then they make false claim or promises, and then they engage in unethical business practices. They fail to follow accepted standard or best practices of the scholar publishing. And then uh, it's important to realize that being open access do not make a predatory journal their behaviors. So that's why the predatory journal make a false claim such as quick peer review to learn and vary author into submitting paper. And then while sending the predatory journal, manuscript may see it the published. There is no guarantee that it underwent peer review is included in next like WS and Scopus, or that will be available in the month much less in the 5 year. Here I try to help you, ladies and gentlemen, to how to the checklist to how to identify the predatory publisher. So what to check first? I kind of check the contact information. So what to check? That's the journal website provide the complete contact information. So I think that's very easy to check. Just look for the email, and then you may contact directly to the email to verify that's the legitimate or not. And then what to look for is the scope of the journal. So what to check is the journal's scope multidisciplinary, that's combine the multiple unrelated wide range field. And then the editor board. So what to check is does it include recognized affiliate expert? So the tip here is contact a few and inquire about their experience with the journal. And then author fee. Does the journal chart the author publication? So the tip here is to find out about such charts before the submission. Next one is quality of the article. So I think it's better to uh, discuss with your department head or supervisor to gauge the quality. That's a journal publish good quality research or not. And then the peer review process. That is the peer review process describes the journal website. So the tip here, most the credible journal are likely to display it. And then index information. That's a thing that's very easy to find. This one is the journal index or a member of prominent publisher association, and does it display in the index Copernicus value, for example. So I think if you find the website of the journal and then you click the index, I think the link will lead you to the direct website based on the index. I think that's very easy. Sometimes some journal just put all the index, and then if we tick, that's where error connection. And then reduction policy, does the journal have the clear policy for recording fee? So kindly check the journal policy or its instruction to authors. And the pitch for authors. So does the journal guarantee publication or a quick review, a peer review? And then if it is sound too good to be true, it's probably isn't. Next one is email invitation. So does the journal or its editor and the staff have all have institutional or journal affiliate email address. So that's very easy, I think. Kindly check the domain of the journal. So it's, all the editorial staff have institutional domain of the journal or the journal affiliate email address. So ladies and gentlemen, this is I got from University Grant Commission. So I think we have to wait to publish our journal. I got from the University Grant Commission, the clone journal. Hopefully this you may scan the QR, and then this platform will provide us. There are almost 100 journal that's clone the journal. So this platform will lead us to compare where is the legitimate journal and then also the clone or the hijack journal. And this is the clone journal group 2, almost the same. And this is the case, ladies and gentlemen. Most of us as researchers or the student, sometimes if we want to publish the Scopus journal, we will see or look in the Chimago GR. So I think I'm not suggest you that the Chimago GR is not affiliated with the Scopus, because I got the problem with there are some journal, I think is clone, it's not, it's the fact. I mean that in the website of the Chimago, like technology submission. This is the if I forget, this is the Q1, yeah, quarter one Scopus, the electronic journal of English as a second language. Let me analyze. This is the legitimate journal of the fact journal. I'm one of the reviewer in this journal. So let me see this email. This email. So the website here is ORG, right?
The Asrifan.
ORG. And then if we see if we seek in the website of Chimago journal and country rank, so the only one journal will provide this from the United States. And then here you may try to scan this barcode to make sure this is right or not. And then the website provided by this platform will be lead us in this website. So let me see this website is fake or legitimate, or this one. So let me check the domain. This one is ORG, and then this one, the domain is WordPress about. I think that we have to analyze in deeply. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is about a fake or clone or predatory journal. So, what is the clone journal? So, this phenomenon is also commonly known the hijack journal or the clone journal. Clone journal with page are counterfeit mirror of the authentic journal to exploit the title of ISSN of the legitimate journal. And then the fake journal or the predatory journal, that's a legitimate journal, but misrepresent their publishing practices. They're legitimate journal, but misrepresent their publishing practices. I think hopefully all of you is now about this, what's the clone and the predatory journal. Let me analyze based my experience here. I got the invitation. I got this link in the Chimago, and then I'm trying to send my manuscript in the linguistic research from the QHE University Republic of Korea, QE2, if I forget here, Scopus Quarter 2. And then after that, I submitted my manuscript through the website and OGS. And after that, I got this confirmation of acknowledgement of the manuscript submission. And then after 3 days, I got I felt shocked that wow, that's dear Andy, congratulations. And then my paper uh, will be accepted and then published in this journal, and then I have to pay $250 by PayPal. And then if we analyze this one, and then I shocked when I see the domain of the email. So shashfokim.com. That's I think that's the hijack journal. This is this one is the original. Let me see this one. This one the body of the easily dot editor q dot ac dot kn. But if we analyze this room, it's exactly the hijack or the uh 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 hijack or the clone journal. So here I got this one also the acceptance letter, and then the appendix is about the comment and then recommendation of the from the editor board. That's real. So ladies and gentlemen, here are some useful tool to for identify the predator journal. So let's I think you may scan the QR. Hopefully this platform can help us to anticipate for your publishing paper before you sending the manuscript to various journal in the app live eulogy.b and the bellis.net. If we see the OGS editorial and publishing process, I think that will need a long time, starting from the submission to the production or the publishing of a journal, starting when the author submit in the website, in the enter the metadata data, and then so on, and after that in editor and sectioned editor. We'll assign the submission section to see the through the editor process until the journal achieve. I think that's impossible. Will be published in the 1 week or in the 2 week. I think that's impossible. That's if you see the process of publishing in the OGS editor, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to also invite you to follow some course to now deeply, now more about the academic writing and the publication through two platforms. The first come from the Elsevier in the researchacademy.elsevier.com. You will find there are some courses starting from the research preparation to writing for research publication process, navigating peer review, and then communicating your research. And then each course will provide you the certificate for free. Jadi silahkan Bapak dan Ibu dari UM Palu dan akademik yang ada di sini, kalau ada yang mau ikut kursus gratis untuk mengetahui more about the academic writing publication, silakan join di researchacademy.elsevier.com. Ini free and bisa lebih tahulah bagaimana academic writing. And another platform comes from the WS academy.clarivate.com. You may scan the barcode here, and then that's free. It's also the same with the Elsevier has. We have there are many courses here in the free certificate. I think starting my courses in the learning plan, and then there are how to find the mentor, peer review, feedback channel, and then there are many courses in the academic writing. If we see the structure or the anatomy of the academic writing, I think most in IMRAT, abstract, introduction, method, result, and discussion. I think this all of researchers and a scholar and then the lecturer thing. And now this one before submitting the and the most the journal thing apply this anatomy as a general part of your article. And I think hopefully this one, the last, here's some useful research link. In the you might find a free book in this platform, plagiarism detection, article editing, English correction, and then research article, and the things just now. And the previous speaker, Professor Rania Lampou, has provided us show us some AI tool that can support your academic writing, but we have to also look for the ethical consideration about the AI in our academic writing. I think like ChatGPT, Humata, flexibility, AI, I think that this consensus application, some AI, chatpdf.com. I think that's will help us to support our academic writing. Thank you so much for this time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Asrifan. Your presentation will really great. So now we open the floor for questions from our audience. So we have 10 minutes ahead for Q&A session. So all
Okay.
participants.
Yeah, I got one answer from the chat room. Yeah.
Yes, there is a question from the chat. So
Ibu
you
Rasmi
answer
ya, Ibu
directly,
Rasmi.
ya.
Yes. Dari Ibu Rasmi, I would like to seek the clarification on one point you raised. How does the freedom of predatory publishing academic impact academic integrity and credibility of scholarly communication? Thank you so much for your thoughtful question. So, the prevalence of the predatory publishing significantly undermines academic integrity and credibility of the scholar communication in several ways. Actually, the first is predatory journal often bypass rigorous peer review, allowing the low quality or unverified research to be published and circulated as if it were credible. And then this deletweet of scientific record and make it difficult for the reader, including the scholar and practitioner, to distinguish between the valid evidence based finding, and those lacking academic rigor. And the second is the predatory publishing can erode the public trust in academia. When flow or manipulated research appears under the guise of legitimate science, it creates a skepticism not only toward the individual researchers, but also toward the institution and discipline at large. And then the last is it creates unfair academic pressure. So especially on the early career for us, for example, as the researchers or the scholars from the developing country, who may be lured by the fast publication promises, but end up we without limited academic recognition or reputation harm. So I think this rising awareness, strengthening the publication ethic, and promoting institutional support for the legitimate publishing avenue are the critical safeguarding the integrity of the scholar communication. That's hopefully answer your question. Thank you so much, Ibu Rasmi.
Thank you, Dr. Asrifan. Ms.
Thank
Rasmi? Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your information, Mr. Andi Asrifan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we will wait for the second questions. Is there any question again? Okay, it's enough, I think. So thank you, Dr.
Thank
Asrifan.
you. Thank
Now
you
we
so much.
move to the third speaker. The third speaker is Professor Dr. Luís Miguel Oliveira de Barros Cardoso, Ph.D. from Polytechnic Institute of Portalegre, Portugal.
Morning, Professor.
Good afternoon, Prof.
Hello, good morning, and greetings in
Oh,
Portugal.
good morning, Prof. Cardoso. Your international academic perspective is eagerly awaited. So please begin your presentation in 20 minutes ahead, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So first of all, I would like to thank the kind invitation that was made by the organizing committee, of course. And I would like to thank Professor Andi Asrifan, a very kind friend and esteemed colleague and professor, to be here. It's great to be among friends. It's great to meet here great researchers and teachers and many persons dedicated to education. So allow me to share my presentation for today's journey regarding one of the most important elements that we have nowadays regarding higher education. Nowadays, when I think about what are the most important challenges that we have, perhaps the most important one is, of course, artificial intelligence and many AI-driven solutions. We are now reaching a new horizon regarding higher education, and we are trying to define the next steps ahead, because the impact of AI, namely when you think about teaching and learning and conducting research, is indeed profound and is reshaping the world of education. So it's not just about following the international trends. It's now the second level of the equation, that is to turn the international trends into national policies and to adapt these national policies to our own universities and to our own schools. So we have here three levels regarding the impact of AI when you think about teaching, learning, and conducting research. That is international framework, the national framework, and our own framework adapted to our universities. So let's begin the journey. On one hand, I think we should all think about what are the most important principles regarding AI in education. So briefly, we all agree that one of the most important concerns that we have regarding teaching and learning opportunities is connected with purpose. So how to use AI, for example, to help all students achieve educational goals is becoming more and more important in higher education and in our universities. Because AI can help us create new possibilities, can help us create new opportunities, can help us create new definitions regarding our syllabus, regarding our curriculum. And the curriculum today has a new set of characteristics. Curriculum should be agile, curriculum should be flexible, and this is connected with the syllabus. Whatever our domain of expertise is, we have to connect this portrait of an international approach of the curriculum with our own syllabus, and try to understand that our classrooms cannot avoid what's happening outside. So our universities cannot be separated from the real world. Our universities cannot be separated from the labor market, because everything is connected here. So this leads us to compliance. So when I think about policies, what do we have nowadays regarding AI and regarding policies? Well, we have a lot of very important reports, very important frameworks and guidelines, namely from the UN, from the UNESCO, from the OECD, from the European Commission, for example. And this is, of course, the first level regarding AI. But on the other hand, and perhaps the most important one, we have to understand that each and every university has to create a code of ethics regarding the use of AI. So this code of ethics that is being implemented worldwide, that is being implemented in Europe and in many, many countries, also in Portugal, of course, is now incorporating rules, a set of rules that have to be followed by students, by teachers, and by researchers. Because AI is affecting all these three domains, because they are all connected, of course. We cannot conduct research without expecting that research will be in touch with our practices. And we cannot go ahead with new practices, with new methodologies, forgetting that they are connected with the impact of AI, for example, with the impact of virtual reality, for example, with the impact of augmented reality. So this means that we have to establish here, let us say, an equilibrium between these AI-driven solutions and what is happening in our schools and in our universities. So this all leads to knowledge. So knowledge, of course, is still the basis for educational system, but now we need a new type of knowledge. We need to promote AI literacy. And why is this so important? Because nowadays, AI literacy is the basis for our common future. Not just for us teachers, but most important of all, it's absolutely vital for our students to have AI literacy, because the labor market is now demanding a new type of professional. And this professional connects high quality skills, high quality literacies, soft skills, social skills, connected with technological skills. So, of course, knowledge is the basis, but we have to create a building here with several stores. And on one hand, we have knowledge, and on the other hand, we have skills and literacies, and of course, AI literacy. So how can we just ignore AI literacy when AI literacy is becoming the lifeline in every single organization, institution, in the public sector, in the private sector? We cannot ignore this. So we cannot ignore all the trends that are affecting the labor market and that are changing the way we are now redefining, for example, our degrees in higher education. So we have to create a balance here. We have to analyze the benefits of AI, but also address the risks. As we all know, many times AI creates a set of information that is not 100% correct. So we have to be aware that Gen AI, for example, can give us results that we have to double check. Many times our students do not double check the information they receive from Gen AI. So this is why, again, we need AI literacy programs. We need AI literacy programs not just for our colleagues, but also for our students. First, we need AI literacy programs for our colleagues to be prepared, and then we need AI literacy for our colleagues to be prepared to teach students how to use AI literacy, namely when conducting research. And during the initial steps of conducting research, our students have to understand that AI apps will not substitute their work. So AI apps are great, are extraordinary tools, but they will not substitute their minds, their hearts, and their souls. So when we are writing an essay, when we're writing an article, a book chapter, everything that we are is connected with the words we choose. So if we try to separate our identity from our words, then our essay will become one of those essays without soul, and we do not want our readers to connect with us with a paper without our signature. And our signature is many times, of course, a portrait of the way we understand science, how we conduct research, what are our main values, and what are our main principles. So, benefits of AI on one hand, address the risks on the other hand. This, of course, is also about academic integrity. As I said before, many universities are now incorporating in their codes of ethics many guidelines and many rules about the use of AI by students, namely by students, because they have to be aware that AI is not going to solve all their problems. AI, of course, will help them to go ahead with their tasks. AI can help a lot regarding multiple AI apps that we already use nowadays and that we will be using more and more in our future. But of course, we need to connect integrity with agency. This means maintain human decision making when using AI. So using AI is not a problem because nowadays we think about the use of AI as a human-centered use of AI. And this has to become the most important trend in our universities. So we cannot be separated from technology. Education and technology must be connected, totally and absolutely connected, creating here a partnership that will be driving research to the next level. So what is truly important nowadays as well is that all these principles must be evaluated. So purpose, compliance, knowledge, balance, integrity, and agency have to be evaluated. And why? Because as we speak, AI is evolving. As we speak, many apps are making us rethink education. Many AI-driven solutions are giving us more and more opportunities to create new horizons regarding the new university. And the new university, esteemed colleagues, is the digital university. We already use many digital instruments, tools in our university. We have here a great example in this conference because we are meeting in cyberspace. So we are using technology to meet. And our universities, of course, by creating online courses, by creating MOOCs, by creating hybrid solutions, are going ahead with the trends that come from the second half of the 20th century to this first half of the 21st century. That is to have blended courses, namely focus on the needs of the students. So now we get to the most important challenges and considerations that we have regarding AI. So when we think about AI tools, of course, we think about being more effective and being more efficient. So this means universities will be more effective and will be more efficient. Teachers will be more effective and will be more efficient. And even students will be more effective and be more efficient. Namely, when, for example, we ask our students to deliver an essay in 30 days, in 20 days. But of course, AI tools are only helping us achieve these goals. So effectiveness and efficiency of AI tools is, of course, one of the extraordinary characteristics that these tools have, but cannot be transformed into something that creates magic and it's going to solve all our problems, that is going to solve our students' needs regarding the creation, for example, of an essay or a task that will be asked by this teacher or that teacher from this domain of expertise or that domain of expertise, for example. And on the other hand, of course, we also have ethical concerns. As I said, many, many times, Gen AI can create information that has to be double-checked. Many students do not do this. So they truly believe that everything they receive from Gen AI is 100% correct. And they have to think that they have to double-check that information as well. So we have ethical concerns regarding the nature of the information that we get and regarding the way we use AI to get the information as well. On the other hand, we are also worried about bias and discrimination that many times we receive with that info generated by AI-driven solutions. So we have to be aware regarding these ethical concerns. And again, this is why we need codes of ethics. And I've been highlighting the need of teacher training programs because I consider this the basis for our future. So we shouldn't be afraid of something that we do not know. We have to understand how to use AI, and when we understand this concept, when we understand the benefits, we will be using more and more artificial intelligence in our classrooms. So teacher training programs need to prepare all our colleagues to go ahead with this wave of change and to redirect our classrooms into the 21st century. This is also connected, for example, with robotics. Many colleagues still believe that robotic solutions will be substituting teachers. No, but robotic solutions will help teachers. So artificial intelligence is not here to substitute teachers. It's here to help teachers go ahead and take education to the next level. We have several major experiences worldwide with the use of AI and with the use of robotic possibilities. And they are all demonstrating that if we simply put aside the human element, something is lacking in this connection between sharing knowledge, co-creating knowledge with our students. So again, I honestly believe in an AI human-centered use, and this will be the trend for AI. The question is, what if AI develops to a new level and becomes more and more independent? Well, we have to wait and see. Another question here is that we are more and more dependent on technology. Let us think about the way we are conducting research right now. We are using more and more AI solutions. And in our schools, many of our students use Gen AI. This is something that is absolutely true. And of course, this is affecting the way we are dealing with knowledge. So teaching is not just about sharing knowledge. And even the mission of the teacher is now being adapted. So we have here a new teacher for the 21st century. It's not just a teacher who shares knowledge, but the teacher of the 21st century is someone who creates knowledge with the students. So this is why these new tools are required. And this all happens because we are more and more dependent on technology. We are more and more dependent on technology as teachers. as researchers, and of course, our students are more and more dependent on technology as well. We also have issues here regarding cost and accessibility, because many times very good AI solutions still require, let us say, an effort, a financial effort to equip our laboratories, for example. This is why many of our universities here in Europe are connecting with the private sector, with many corporations and enterprises, in order to create laboratories that are mixed laboratories that integrate the needs of corporations, integrate the needs of enterprises to create solutions. So academia is joining forces with the private sector and the public sector to go ahead and try to solve problems from the real world. But even so, many still have resistance to change. So how to, let us say, overcome this resistance to change? Well, the only possibility is, again, to know more about AI. And to know more about AI is to recognize the benefits, but also to recognize the risks as well. So to try to summarize, artificial intelligence in higher education, we have benefits, we have challenges, we have indeed a vision, and we have applications. Regarding our vision about AI, we can, for example, highlight collaboration between AI and teachers. That is absolutely outstanding. Integration with augmented and virtual reality. And we have here a lot of possibilities of connecting artificial intelligence with augmented and virtual reality. Highly advanced virtual classrooms. So the classroom of the future is right now. The classroom of the future will not become something from a sci-fi movie or sci-fi novel. Is already happening today, and many countries already have the classroom of the future working and experiencing the benefits of many AI-driven solutions. Applications are huge and have diverse approaches. Namely, for example, when you think about personalized consultations, so we can create personalized paths, we can have intelligent tutorials, we can have more interactive classes, and of course, these also include many challenges for us all. So this is why teaching and learning process are indeed changing. This is why the way we are addressing our syllabus is changing. This is why the way we are addressing curriculum is also changing. But of course, the benefits are great because we can use more personalized paths. We can have, for example, large amounts of data that can be analyzed with the use of AI, and this can help us with our research that is becoming more and more important, and it is becoming more and more important for our universities to stay up to date regarding AI. So to finish this presentation, allow me to share some benefits regarding the use of AI and language learning, just to give you an example. For example, sorry for the redundancy, we have to understand that personalized learning paths are one of the most important advantages we have. So AI tools can truly adapt to individual learners. And this helps teachers to understand that perhaps that methodology is not working with that student or with that group of students, and we can create new personalized approaches regarding those students. So this comes from research, of course. So if we conduct research about personalized learning paths, then we transfer these conclusions to our classrooms. And of course, another great benefit is that we can have immediate feedback, because AI solutions can offer us, for example, instant corrections and suggestions. And this is great when we are dealing with language learning. We are also dealing with enhanced engagement because AI creates new opportunities for students to engage. We have more interactive classes, and of course, our students enjoy our classes and connect with us teachers with more empathy and enthusiasm, of course. We have here an issue about accessibility, so we have to create possibilities for everyone to access these tools because this is a major concern, because if we don't have this possibility to connect with AI tools in a worldwide perspective.
Excuse me for Prof. Cardoso, you have 1 minute again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And to finish the presentation, I would say that, for example, data-driven insights and continuous practice are also two great benefits. So to summarize the presentation, we have to create here an equilibrium between the great advantages that AI can give us and, of course, understand the risks. So the balance here is the most important thing that we have to bear in mind to go ahead with this digital university of ours. And when we do understand this, then we will take our universities to the next level. And the digital university is our common future. Thank you so much for listening. It was indeed a great pleasure to be here with you all. And again, thank you for the kind invitation of the organizing committee and the kind invitation that was made by Professor Andi Asrifan. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Cardoso. You have give your best presentation. So now, audience, it's now your turn to ask questions. We have 10 minutes ahead to Q and answer. Prof. Cardoso, let me ask you first. I have my question, the first question. How does AA impact the teaching profession? As I am a lecturer, will lecture be destroyed by AI? I'm so afraid, Prof. Cardoso. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. Perhaps your doubts are shared by many colleagues. So I would like to say the following. There is a saying nowadays that teachers and educators will not be substituted by AI, and teachers and educators will not be substituted by robotic solutions. But teachers and educators who do not understand and know about AI literacy will be substituted by teachers and educators who do know about AI literacy. So this is a difference. We should not be afraid of being substituted by machines. We should not be afraid to be substituted by AI-driven solutions. We have to think that AI is part of our lives, even our personal lives. So our profession, of course, is being affected in many ways by AI tools. It's being affected when we are conducting research. Is being affected when we think about planning our lessons, for example.
Yes.
Is being affected when we are thinking about our syllabus, for example. How am I going to create a new methodology here?
Yes.
For example, when I think about flipped classroom, project-based learning, how can I connect these great advantages with artificial intelligence solutions in order to engage our students? Because we all want our students to be engaged, right? So AI can help us a lot. So AI is a powerful tool. We should not be afraid. And in order to put aside our fears, we have to know more about AI. So, my esteemed colleague, do not be afraid regarding AI. AI is here to help us, but we also have to maintain a human-centered approach regarding AI. So we have to create frameworks, we have to create laws, we have to create codes of ethics regarding the use of AI. When we connect all this, then we have the basis to go ahead. So we should not be afraid. We have to understand that this is a great opportunity for us all. Thank you for your great question.
Yes, thank you, Prof. Cardoso. Now we turn to the second question. Please to Miss Dr. Sri Jumiati.
Thank you for the time, Dr. Heni. And my question is, the AI purpose to help all students achieve the prepare goals, but I think has a chance to be misused. And in your in the 7 principles, agency use maintain human decision. And in your opinion, it's necessary to involve the university leadership or regulation to regulate the use of AI. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your great question. A very interesting question and a very important question for our present and for our future as well. Yes, we do need regulation in our universities regarding the use of AI. Yes, we do need that regulation. So we need regulation about the use of AI by teachers, by researchers, and by students. Yes, we need that regulation. And for example, many trends that we have coming from UN, UNESCO, OCDE, talk about these regulations. So in Europe, our universities have codes of ethics that underline the need of using AI with an ethical approach. So AI is not banned. AI is a tool that have to be, let us say, created in a framework, a legal framework, a human-centered decision framework that highlights the possibilities of using artificial intelligence, of course, but also determines the limits, also determines what we should do or we should not do with AI. So to answer your question, yes, we do need regulation. We do need national policies regarding the use of AI. But of course, this is up to the governments of each country to decide. But our universities can create regulation about the use of AI. Universities can create a code of ethics. And this code of ethics highlights what we can do and what we cannot go ahead allowing to be done with artificial intelligence. So by doing so, we are not forbidding AI because we cannot forbid AI now. AI is here to stay. AI is going to reshape our education system. So we have to integrate AI in our universities. This is vital. We cannot ignore this. And of course, the use of AI, yes, has to be regulated. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That's a wonderful answer. Thank you.
Well, there is a clearly answer from Professor. So maybe there is a question from the chat, Prof. I will read it. I would like to ask a question. What is Mr. Luís Cardoso's view on the concern that the use of AI in education may reduce students' motivation for critical thinking and encourage intellectual laziness?
This is also a very important question.
Yes.
It is also a very important question.
Yeah. But then, Mr. Prof. Cardoso, this question from Ahmad Kamsuri, the student of Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu.
Okay, so thanks for Mr. Ahmad Kamsuri's question, first of all. And I would like to say that AI has to be used in an intelligent way, in a new way. Let us say the following. Until the first half, at least, of the first 20th century, we thought about teaching and learning experiences when teachers shared their knowledge and students just received the knowledge. So everything is changing now and has been changing for some decades. So nowadays, knowledge is truly important, but skills are also very important. So skills are so important as knowledge. We need more skills, we need more literacies. This is why the labor market demands a new type of professional. The labor market demands a professional that, for example, understands the use of critical thinking, understands the use of being creative, understands the use of being imaginative to solve problems. Problem solving is very, very important in the labor market. So what's happening right now is that AI is only a tool that will not substitute our efforts. Of course, has to be used as a tool. Imagine this. Some years ago, when we started using computers in our classrooms, many colleagues said, oh, this is going to create students that are going to become perhaps more lazy because computers will do everything. And then we had internet, okay? And when we had internet, again, the menace. Oh, now we have internet. Everything is going to be solved. None of this happened. So we are now using computers, we are now using internet, and we will be using, yes, exactly. So, and now we use AI to help us as well. So we have to create new approaches. So our methodologies have to change. Our methodologies inside the classroom have to change. It's not just about sharing knowledge. It's about creating new methodologies, new activities with our students, for our students to be more engaged and to use AI in a creative way and to use AI connected with critical thinking. So not just waiting for AI to give the answer. No, we have to think about what did AI give to me and what is my opinion about this? So is the data correct, for example? Can I compare this answer that I get from Gen AI with other sources? This is something that we have to do. So when creating all these connections, new methodologies, new approaches regarding AI solutions, and a new classroom where teachers and students are working together, then we will overcome this abyss and this worry regarding critical thinking, because AI requires the use of critical thinking, because nowadays critical thinking is absolutely vital for our future and of course for students' motivation as well, and to analyze the information we get from Gen AI. So thank you, it was a great question.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Cardoso.
Thank you for your response, Mr. Luís Cardoso.
All right, there is a more question, Prof. The student from Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu, Cesar dan Mawangsa, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for the opportunity that has been given to me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Cesar Dharmawangsa. I am a student from Muhammadiyah University of Indonesia in Palu. I have a question I want to ask you, sir. My question is, what challenge does the digital era bring to research? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. Well, we have a lot of challenges here, a lot of challenges regarding research, because we are more and more dependent on technology while conducting research, because we have so many apps that can help us. We have so many technology that can help us. So research, as was conducted a couple of years ago, is no longer being conducted the same way. So we are conducting research in a different way, with the use of more powerful tools, with the use of digital tools, with the use of AI-driven tools. So this means that conducting research with AI is quite different from conducting research without AI. And again, about critical thinking. Critical thinking is very important because, for example, AI will not substitute our efforts to analyze information. So we have to analyze information we get from AI-driven solutions. So this, again, has to be connected with establishing students' motivation. Students must understand that AI is only a tool, is not going to help 100% what they need, what they require. It's not going to substitute their thoughts. It's not going to substitute their points of view, because the points of view are human. And when we use AI, we are just using information that is being created by an algorithm. That is something quite different. So this is the difference between using AI-generated information and using AI with the use of Gen AI. So again, I would like to say that AI is a powerful tool for us all, is a powerful tool for students, but my dear students, do not forget to use critical thinking. My dear students, do not forget to double check information. My dear students, do not forget to validate the information you receive from Gen AI, okay? And use several sources and try to analyze if that information is 100% correct, okay? And try to detect bias, try to detect discrimination. Many times we have that. Try to detect something that is not correct when using AI. And by doing so, I think that we can think about AI with the proper framework. And the proper framework is to engage students with critical thinking. And I'm optimistic, but of course, critical thinking must be our priority. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Prof. Cardoso. It's clearly answer and really give us wise knowledge. So thank you so much. Now we turn to the next presenter, the next speaker.
Thank you so much, my dear professor.
Yes, the fourth speaker is Umar S.A.M.M. Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu. Mr. Umar, we look forward to your valuable contribution. Now you may begin your presentation for 20 minutes ahead, please.
Okay, thank you, moderator. You can hear my voice?
Yes, it's clearly.
Okay. Okay, thank you, moderator. Thank you for the opportunity and time given. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon from Indonesia. Good morning and good evening. I'm very grateful to be in this forum with speakers from across countries and witnessed by hundreds of workshop participants. Although I am the last speaker, I hope I can make a good contribution. Excuse me. I want to share my screen. Do you see my screen?
Yes, Mr. Omar.
Okay. Okay, I am truly honored to be here and to have the opportunity to share some reflections on a topic that is both timely and vital: academic writing and global collaboration in higher education. In today's globalized world, it is more important than ever to understand how these two interconnected dimensions can empower university educators and, in turn, elevate the quality of education we provide. Let us let us begin by considering why this topic deserves our higher education holds a central role in shaping human capital and driving society progress. Yet, in the face of rapid globalization, the role of educator is evolving. Educators are no longer confined to merely delivering content. They are expected to innovate, adapt, and collaborate across borders. According to UNESCO, nations that have embraced international cooperation in education have seen notable improvements in academic quality and institutional performance. This points to a clear opportunity strengthening academic writing and fostering cross-border partnership. We can equip educator member to this in dynamic educational landscape. The purpose of this forum is explore how academic writing and global collaboration can serve as powerful tools for educator empowerment. We also aim to put forward strategic recommendations for higher education institutions to better support professional growth and capacity building among educators. Ultimately, by recognizing and investing in the empowerment of our educator, we can help share more effective policy, nurture academic excellence, and contribute to a more connected and resilient higher education system. We know that the quality of education is not determined by curriculum alone. Research has shown time and again that the competence, motivation, and professional agency of educator members are just as critical. When educators are empowered, they not only inspire their students, they also contribute to research that is meaningful, impactful, and relevant. Academic writing and international collaboration are two powerful tools that can drive this empowerment and elevate the standard of teaching and scholarship alike. In this session, I would like to walk you through several key aspects of this topic. First, we'll explore that it truly means to empower educators and why that empowerment matters more than ever. Then we'll tune to the role of academic writing as a vehicle for growth and professional recognition. Finally, we'll consider how global collaboration enriches both teaching and research will fostering a more connected academic community. To empower educators is provide them with the confidence, autonomy, and resources they need to take charge of their professional journey. It's about enabling them to participate meaningful in institutional decision making and to shape the academic environment around them. When educators feel taught and supported, they become more engaged, more innovative, and committed to excellence.
Meta AI.
In the broader context of education, the impact of educator empowerment is profound. Educators who experience autonomy in their work then to be more satisfied, more productive, and more loyal to their institution. The sense of ownership translates into better teaching, stronger mentorship, and higher level of student engagement. Furthermore, empowered educators are more likely to contribute to high quality research, publish widely, and help raise the profile of their institution at the national and international levels. Of course, empowerment doesn't happen in isolation. It is shaped by several factors, among them institutional support plays a crucial role. Professional development programs, access to resources, and a culture that values innovation and dialogue are all essential. At the same time, we must recognize the importance of intrinsic motivation, that internal drive that compels educators to grow, lead, and contribute. Academic writing not simply a technical skill, it is a cornerstone of scholarly identity. It allows educators to organize their thoughts, challenge existing knowledge, and share new insight with the wider academic community. Whether through journal articles, research reports, or scholarly books, writing allows us to join a global conversation that shapes our disciplines and inform our practice. Writing also has personal and professional benefits. it cultivates critical thinking and intellectual discipline. It improves our ability to communicate complex ideas with clarity and purpose. And most importantly, it empowered us to make a lasting contribution to field, one that extends far beyond the walls of the classroom. As we look to strengthen academic writing among educators, there are several practical steps that institution can take. First, invest in training. A regular workshop and structured course on academic writing can equip educators with the skill and confidence they need to communicate their ideas clearly and effectively. A second, build community of practice. A writing group where colleagues share draft, offer feedback, and encourage one another, create a supportive environment that helps sustain writing momentum. And then third, foster collaboration in research. Collaborative projects, whether interdisciplinary, interdepartmental, and or international, bring the first participate that enrich the writing process and elevate the quality of scholarly output. Let me now return to the bigger picture. Academic writing and global collaboration are not merely professional texts, they are powerful pathways to empowerment. We will support our educators in these areas. We unlock their potential to teach more effectively, publish more meaningful, and lead more confidently. In doing so, we raise the overall standard of education and create more vibrant, forward-looking institution. So what can we take away from this? As a recommendation, I encourage institutions to continue building systems that support educator development through writing programs, collaborative platforms, and a culture that values academic growth. Together, we can create an academic environment where educators are not just informed, but empowered. Okay, thank you very much for your time and attention. I will hand it back to moderator.
Well, thank you, Mr. Umar, for your great presentation. Mr. Umar, we look forward to your valuable contribution. So now we turn to Q&A session.
Okay.
We have 10 minutes to this session. So all participants, please give your questions. Mrs. Rukayati, maybe?
Moderator, itu ada mahasiswa yang ber-raise hand.
Okay. If I will choose maybe who is the first? Meliasti Elisa Arifin. Please.
Kedengaran suara Ibu?
Ya, kedengaran. Mention your question.
First, thank you very much for the insightful presentation. I'm particularly interested in the topic of academic writing. My question is, what types of academic writing training are most effective in improving scientific writing skills among early career lecturers? Because I believe this is essential for building a strong academic culture, especially in developing institutions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Now your turn, Mr. Umar. You can answer directly.
Okay, thank you. The major challenge in academic and research today are diverse and complex. One of the most fundamental challenges is limited access to resources. In many countries, especially developing ones, access to well-stocked libraries, scientific journals, and research facilities is often very limited. For example, a researcher in a remote area may not have access to up-to-date research database, which can hinder their research progress. This not only impact the quality of the research product, but also on the researcher ability to contribute to global discussion on important issues. In addition, difference in academic standards are also a significant challenge. Each educational institution has different criteria and standard when it comes to measuring the quality of research and education. This can cause confusion and uncertainty for researchers seeking to collaborate across countries or institutions. For example, a researcher from a university in developed country may have different expectation about research methodology compared to their counterpart in developing country. This difference can create a gap in understanding and execution of research, making effective collaboration difficult. Language barriers cannot be outgrown. Either English is often the language front in academia, but not all researchers have adequate English skills. This can lead to difficulties in conveying their ideas and research findings. For example, a researcher who is highly experienced in their field may struggle to translate their research result into English that can be understood by an international audience. As a result, their valuable contribution may go unheard or ignored in global academic discussion. Raw inequality in collaboration is also an issue that needs to be addressed. In many international collaboration, there is often an imbalance of power between researchers from developed and developing countries. Researchers from developed countries often dominate discussion, while the voice of researchers from developing countries are often marginalized. This creates a dynamic where local perspective and needs are not commended, which can ultimately reduce the relevance of the research content. For example, research on public health issue conducted in developing countries may not reflect local needs and context if research from developed countries lead the project without actively involving local researchers. To address this challenge, comprehensive strategy is a need. One approach that can be taken is academic capacity building. This can be done through training programs and workshops designed to improve researcher skills, both in terms of research methodology and in the use of information technology. For example, higher education institutions can organize training programs to help researchers understand how to access until open journals, which can expand their access to later scientific lecturer.
Okay, well, Mr. Umar.
I'm sorry. Finally.
Yeah. Because of the limited of the time.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you, moderator.
It's enough, yeah. Okay. Thank you for your clearly answer, Mr. Umar. So now we will turn on to the next speaker, the fifth speaker, Professor Dr. Akhtem A. Dzhelilov, VI, Vernadsky, Crimean Federal University, Russian Federation. Good afternoon or good evening.
Good morning.
Good morning for Dzhelilov. We are honored. Yes, good morning. We are honored to have your esteemed expertise shared with us today. The stage now is yours for 20 minutes ahead. Please.
Thank you very much. Am I audible? 1, 2?
Perfect.
Warm greetings from the Russian Federation. Dear colleagues, esteemed moderators, and the head of the hosting committee, I'm very honored to make presentation today on behalf of the Vladimir Ivanovich Vernadsky Crimean Federal University, International Relations Department, Institute of Media Communication, Media Technologies and Design, Department of Advertising, Public Relations and Publishing. Let me express my gratitude for the invitation to this worldwide prestigious event. And my special thanks to the professor Dr. Andi Asrifan, and to the Rector of University Muhammadiyah Palu. So sharing the knowledge is not limited in only one country. It should be global. And the more education you receive, the better social mobility will be with you. Thank you for your invitation, and let me kindly proceed to my presentation. Let me share my screen.
Please, sir.
Okay.
Yes, visible, my dear Professor.
Okay. I need to. Okay. So my topic will be today on academic writing, values and commentary. So the topic is very important today, and of course, I saw a lot of speakers in today's event, and we were talking about AI and critical thinking and academic writing. These are the key topics in global education, and that's why we're here today to discuss worldwide. So I think we do the same action, teaching and doing research, conducting students' research. And we are under the certain rules that need to discuss with colleagues. Now, first of all, the purpose is to explain the values of academic writing. So, what the academy likes to see in writing, historicize the values. So, the answer to why is not that's just the way it is. So, show what's the missing author critique. So main premise is most of what you see happening in the university hasn't changed much since 18th or 19th centuries when the modern university began. Most of it doesn't work is due to friction between holding onto the values and premises of history instead of changing with the times. All stars with lit. So 18th century belief that literature made you a better person. So to be a better person, you had to read literature, absorb its values and messages, use it as a model to improve your own writing, and there was no other way to be cultured gentleman. So why not write lit? So because you never will be able to use silly little common peasant. Humanism movement, man is highest power, but not all men. There exist great men with capital letters. So other cultural factors, crisis in religious faith. So literature becomes a monumentary stand-in for religious faith and accomplishes the same purposes, holds the same values. So what can you do here? So write about these great texts, rationally analyze and pontificate about them. Show that you get them, which is frankly as cool as you are going to get under a rather elitist model of thinking. The word. So academic writing still mostly values the written word. True knowledge and intellect resides in language. The visual may be seen as less rigorous, unimportant, or pandering. Why? Lack of photography, ease of photography, and misplaced belief that images speak for themselves. Hostility for the popular in the 20th century to now. So the authority. Academic writing values authorities of knowledge, so great authors, unquestioned, peer-reviewed researchers, and approved sources of knowledge. Therefore, less approving of them, popular culture, and new types of knowledge formation, collective intelligence, amateur knowledge procedures. Power and control. So Shakespeare used to be popular entertainment. Opera and chamber music used to be popular entertainment too. And Charles Dickens' fiction was the twilight of his day. Cultural elites made rhetorical moves to claim these things for themselves. So when everyone can read, it no longer matters that you can read. Therefore, it must be matter what you read. Reason, the age of enlightenment reason, so mind is like a well-oiled logical machine. Truth exists. Science is the key, must be cultivated. People are most certainly not created equal. So comp class, the great equalizing attempt. Here, so what's lost? Pleasure, emotion, wonder and exploring, American versus Orient patterns, and forms that go outside the box. I. Never use I in your papers. There shouldn't be an I if you were operating out of that Enlightenment age model of reason, because you are always only reporting a universal truth. Of course, I'd suggest most writing instructors aren't aware of this. And a saying here, originally from French verb essayer, to try, to attempt. To lose, exploratory, thinking through, and meant to be interacted with starting place. Thesis. Now, I've really came to the right conclusion, and I shall report it to you. Note, this is also a very Western rhetorical stance. Burden of proof on writer versus audience. And of course, standards, very important. Times New Roman, neutrally 12-point font, readability, double-spaced, functional, rigidly paragraphed alignment, white paper, black ink, and contrast. However, industry, the look is far from neutral. It represents the values of industry, commerce, and standardization from the rhetorical time period in which it emerged. Of course, language reflects values of a very European, upper-class, standardized point of view, formal, objective, correct usage, accuracy of content, and confidence. Grammar matters, really. Right or wrong, proper grammar reflects on the character of the person writing in this particular situation. Poor grammar can look like, and often is, a sign of lazy or rushed work, which subsequently reflects on content of ideas. Grammar is meaning. And oops, for example, dear John, I want a man who knows what love it is all about. You are generous, kind, thoughtful. People who are not like you admit to being useless and inferior. You have ruined me for the other man. I yearn for you. I have no feelings whatsoever when we are apart. I can be forever happy. Will you let me be yours, Gloria? And the other side. I really meant, dear John, I want a man who knows what love is. All about you are generous, kind, thoughtful people who are not like you. Admit to being useless and inferior. You have ruined me. For one man I yearn, for you I have no feelings whatsoever. So when you were apart, I can be forever happy. Will you let me be yours, Gloria? So, and the conversation. So, research, quoting, citation are intended to help you enter a conversation. Values like knowing what has been said, synthesizing, then that information, letting others know how to get more info and citation. And final problems. Ask to enter a conversation only in the most superficial way. Lack of interest in topics or subject matter. Downplaying or ignoring alternative literacy skills and possibilities. And it is too grim, so it is after the real reality of your situation. So you may as well make the best of it. And of course, benefits: increased knowledge, awareness, and informatude. Synthesis of knowledge helps us better understand why we hold the opinions we do. Depth of thought and analysis. And when done well, there is nothing more engrossing, engaging, and persuasive than a quality piece of writing. And in case of game, our academic writing presents itself as the way things are. That often comes off as unquestionable. Really, it is one of the way of doing things that is historically, socially, and culturally situated. There is a value in playing a game well, too. So, mainly, that's all from me today. And of course, academic writing is the basis, is the framework that bears values and taking from one generation to another. And of course, it's like a key, it's like a tool to the standard, to the system that should be, at least to prescribed, highly motivated standards that people should follow to get better positions, to get highest payment, and at least it's like the rule of social elevator. One can be simply poor in case of social appearance, but could go through the knowledge and the proper education to the highest standards of living and be a proper master. That is all. It is also connected with the dream of a person. So thank you once again for the invitation, and if you have a question, you are welcome to answer.
Well, thank you, Prof. Akhtem. We are on your presentation is so great. So now we move to the Q&A session. And audience, please proceed with your questions. We have 10 minutes ahead for Q&A. There is a question. Raise your hand. Okay. Dr. Jumiati, please.
Okay, thank you, Bu Heni. To Prof. Dzhelilov. Sorry. I have a simple question for you, and I want advice so that we lectures as author too. How we do not lack ideas in writing. How we get ideas, more ideas for writing. Can you tell me about that as relate your experience? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. By the way, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh for all Muslim community. Warmest greetings from the Crimean Tatar and Crimean Muslim community too, and Russian Muslim community. We'd like to see our compatriots and there in Indonesia. Sure, it depends on, thank you for your question. it depends on the sources. Of course, read 1,000 books and your speech will flow right like a river. So one should follow the standards, because we were talking about rules and digital technologies today. Of course, we have CDs, we have tapes, and we have, for example, video cassettes and internet and PCs and tools. However, they are all within the technological progress, lose their standards and become unimportant, or long plates as well. Books will be eternal, because every child just starting learning the languages, particularly in my case as a language instructor in Western European and Oriental languages, we start to, let's say, to motivate child by using specific new books with different scripts and pictures, and this is called, let's say, tactile intelligence. So tacting by just physical advance will just motivate child to learn something new. And then let's say breathing intelligence, we learn first from breathing. Children also, for example, but as well as adults, they like to smell books, for example, if they're new, to revealing something important. Of course, we remember books, and books bring us the ideas, certainly based. And for example, in my country, in case of, let's say, designing thesis, the list of references is very important. It's like as a separate scientific research. So mainly if you design, you take, contribute, and put together. And the last question that we discussed in our academic community, in our region, that AI started to produce, used by students, AI started to produce, let's say, fake books that don't really exist, but still they ask students ask to AI to create the list of references according to a certain topic. However, as masters of in several areas of, for example, the language of grammar and methodology, we started to identify that some books, they can be just simply compiled by AI. They have nothing to do with printing and so on. Encyclopedias are too important. So mainly in 20th century, in Soviet Union time, in Russia, the education was based on encyclopedia model. So students were taught by different subjects and areas. So I'm so proudly I'm so proud of this case of education, because it gave me opportunity to be master in certain areas, and especially when you do a translation as a translator, you are easily in case of topic. You can translate technology, medicine, and for you just take into your just community, and you go through the translation, and you understand the methodology and topic, and the context. Context is very important. So going under the context, you can simply compile words and use, for example, medical, and we call them Latin universal words that can be used as their active vocabulary in European languages. And you can simply change the accent or change, let's say, the prefixes of suffixes. You can just make them your own. So that's the thing. So the sources are very important, just based on proper books, well educated, and let's say approved by time.
Thank you, Professor. I hope your answer inspired us. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the answer and thank you for the question, Dr. Sri Jumiati. the first question, the second question and the last question from Dandri Baso, please.
Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Dendri Baso. I'm a student from Muhammadiyah University of Indonesia in Palu City. I have a question for you. I have a question for you, Honorable Sir. The question is, how do you avoid plagiarism in academic writing? Thanks. That's all. That's all the question for me. I say thank you.
Thank you for your question. Come again, please. What to avoid?
Plagiarism.
Plagiarism.
Prof.
Okay.
Yes.
Plagiarism. Because okay. Thank you. So in case of plagiarism, just the most powerful tool will be the critical thinking, because when you let's say the cognitive linguistics use the term concept, and we go through the concepts, and especially when teaching English, one of the best tools in teaching English for A or BA levels, for elementary or and for intermediate students, we start by using topics. So students learn topics to talk on a certain question. That's very important. And just learning a topic to express your thoughts towards a certain theme, it will help to let's say, the standard, the basis. And then just after the getting of certain topics inside of your mind, these topics go through your mind and you have a basis for critical thinking. And after that, so just one can use this critical thinking for getting and revealing. Plagiarism is one of the ways to show the property of the scientific work. Because once I was making a research about ancient mosques located in my city, my town, I used pretty much sources, working in different archives and libraries. I compiled a great research with pictures and historical documents, and I shared a kind of a part of them there on social media, and people just they were stolen and put inside of one of the students' work. So no matter how these facts are very important, but the research or paper became poor in case of language, in case of research standard. That's it. So mainly reliable person, or let's say the scientists or the scholar just working on a certain topics could simply identify that this work was done by AI, or just a person who wasn't, who is not, let's say, it was like a sudden flash. So mainly, I just recommended to first of all, in case of media and media communication, to double check your work and facts. That's very important. Fact checking, and after that, just to base on when you have, for example, several papers, thesis on the certain topic, on the same topic, you should go through the list of contents, a list of sources, and immediately you can identify whether it was done by a person or it was compiled by something else.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you for your question.
Yes, and thank you for your answer, Prof. Akhtem.
Yes.
And we are limited of the time. So now the turn for the sixth speaker. The next speaker is the sixth speaker. There is Dr. Moana Taman, the Future Leaders International Group, Egypt and Kuwait. Dr. Taman.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Taman.
Dr. Mona Taman, yes.
Dr. Mona Taman. Dr. Mona Taman, your unique insight and international leadership experience promise to enrich our workshop today. So please begin your presentation, and we have 20 minutes ahead for your presentation. Please.
Okay. I will share my presentation now.
Please.
Now my screen is visible now?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm so happy to be with you today. Thank you very much, Dr. Andi Asrifan, for your invitation. Thank you for all coordinators. My presentation is advancing how we can advancing academic writing for global publication and globalization. Now I will talk about the strategies for impactful research written and international engagement. The objectives of this workshop is enhancing how we can enhance academic writing skills for global publication and understand the structure and expectations of high-impact journals. Also explore collaboration strategies with international researchers. And also I will talk about how we can use how the ethical uses for AI in research and paper writing. And so I will talk about address common challenges in academic writing. At the first, why publish globally? Why we can publish, why we want to publish globally. It's important. So this broaden research impact and visibility. When we publish globally, this is engaged in international academic discourses and also enhance institutional and personal reputation, contributed to global knowledge and policy. This is the features for publish globally. So the key research or key characteristics of high impact academic writing. Clarify and predictions, logical structure and flow. This important point, the research or the paper must be clarity, must be logical structures and flow, and also strong arguments supported by evidence, originally and contribution to knowledge, adherence to journal guidelines and formatting. Structures of research paper. What is the structure or structure for research paper? As the first, title. Title must be or must consist and informative. Abstract. The next point is abstract. Summary of key points. Key points. It will be from 25 to 250 and 300 words. Introduction. Introduction is a research context and problem statement. It must be creativity. We must write the title or creative title, and we must write a creative content and problem statement. We must focus the problem statement and how we can solve it. Methodology. Methodology must be clear and replicable process. Results. The results, data presentation and analysis, discussion, and also interpretation and implication. Conclusion, summary, and future directions. We must put the future directions for our paper or for your research. At the end, the references. References must be your new references and must be accurate and consensus citizen. Choosing the right journal. How we can choose the right journal to publish. Scope and audience. And the indexing at the same point, and the document the same knowledge, impact factor, and indexing. Acceptance rate and review time. The choose or the right journal have acceptance rate and review time. Open access with subscription based, and ethical consideration and publisher reputation. It is important to point how we can choose the right journal. It must be ethical considerations and publisher reputation. What is the common channels in academic writing? At the first, language barriers, especially for ASL authors, lack of clarity of focus, and poor organization or flow. The common challenges in academic writing, what is the challenges? When we comment is poor organization or flow. Indicated literal review and plagiarism or citizens issue. This is the point, this is important point also, the plagiarism or citizen issue. What are the strategies for improvement? How we can improve these challenges? At the first, read and analyze published paper in your field. The first step before we writing. Before we started to write your paper or your research, as a first, read and analyze published papers in your field, specifically a new in the last version for your field. Use academic writing tools like Grammarly, EndNote, and etc. Seek peer or mentor feedback. You must mentor the feedback. Attend writing groups or workshops like this. This is important workshop for researchers, for students, for researchers. Attend writing groups or workshops. This is improve your knowledge, how we can write or improve your paper and research writing. Practice regular writing. This is important. Practice regular writing. And then what is the international research collaboration? International research collaboration. What are the benefits for that? The benefits is delivery of ideas, shared resources, joint publication, finding collaborators, conferences, academic networks. This is the benefits also for international research collaboration, finding collaborators, conferences, academic networks, ResearchGate, LinkedIn. This improve your knowledge and improve your communications and improve your field. Also, best practices, clear communication, define rules, and the co-authorships agreement. What are the tools and resources? Writing tools like Grammarly. We use Grammarly to writing well. not to convert from copy and paste. There is, I know that the researcher or writers take from AI or artificial intelligence and use Grammarly to rewrite or human writing. This is unethical. This is very, very dangerous and very, very wrong. Because we must write, you write your hand, you write your knowledge, you write your thinking. Don't take copy-paste from artificial intelligence tools and convert it with Grammarly. This is a wrong benefits. So Hemingway editor, Zetero. This is tools for enhancing your rights. Just enhancing your right, not enhancing artificial intelligence writing. Databases. This is Scopus, Web for Sciences, Google Scholar. This is we can find databases and references. Publishing platform. To publish your research, you must search about publishing platforms like Elsevier, Springer's, Wiley. We must search about high Scopus platforms. Also, networking, RCD ResearchGate, academia.edu. This is networking, helpful or more helpful for you. This is an academic publishing. As the first, avoiding plagiarism, prepare authorship attribution, and declaring conflict of interest, also following data protection and consensus guidelines. And also you put discussion in your paper, open floor for questions, share specific challenges, practices, faces, or you can practice it in faces. Final tips for success, your paper or your success in your paper. Start early and revise often. This is important step to success or your paper success. Start early. Tailor your manuscript to your target journal and think globally, write clearly. Don't fear rejection. Learn from reviewer feedback. This is important. This will be very helpful for you. Learn from reviewer feedback. Contacts and futures support. Facilitator contact information. Suggested further reading. Link to feedback from or follow-up session. Now I can talk about the ethical uses of AI in academic writing for global publication and global for the ethical uses of AI. Now we face a big problem for researcher which uses AI to write and to copy and paste from AI. This is very, very wrong ways and not ethical ways for researcher. Now, how we can use AI in ethical ways. Guidelines for responsible and transparent AI integration in scholar work. Knowledge and discussion AI uses. Be transparent about AI assistance in your manuscript, included disclosures and authored statement. If tools like ChatGPT or Grammarly were used, you must include disclosures in author statement. So example, the manuscript was edited for clarity using an AI writing assistant. Authors are responsible for the content. Number 2, use AI for assistance, not authorship. This is important point. Use AI and for assistant, for just assistant, not for authorship. This is the ethical ways for using AI in your research. Use AI for support, grammar correction, clarity improvement, summarizing, just for that. Don't use AI to generate core content or take credit for AI created work. Always fact check and set properly. AI may generate and create data or fake references. You must take care from this point. Not all reference in AI is good reference or is the usual data. No, AI must or may contain a fake references. Make sure that from that. Always verify claims with peer-reviewed sources. Never set AI as a source of your information. Never use AI as source of your information. You must search in another researcher or another reviewers and another papers, another published paper. Not take AI as your source. And maintenance academic integrity. Avoid plagiarism and over-reliance on AI. We can use AI tools for check the plagiarism, for just check the plagiarism, and avoid plagiarism in over-reliance. Don't use AI to write enter papers or generate fabricate data. Run plagiarism check on AI assistants writing for check AI. Number 5, restrict privacy.
Excuse me, Dr. Mona Taman.
Okay.
Excuse me, you still have 5 minutes ahead. Thank you.
Okay, I thank you. 5 points is don't input published research or sensitive data into AI tools, because this will take your AI, will high the rate of AI in your research, because the journals will check the percentage of AI. It must be not more than 5%, just 5%. When you take AI input or when you input and publish the research or sensitive data into AI, this will high the percent of AI in your research. Review the term of use for any platform used. Follow institution and the journal policies. Check AI use guidelines from journals and your university. Most in university accurate, that's 5%, just 5%. Adhere to policies to ensure ethical compilation in submission. Ensure ethical accesses in collaboration, so you can share tools fairly among international parents or partners. Refer open access AI tools when possible to support inclusivity. AI to support, not replace human collaboration. This is important point. AI to support, not replace human collaboration. Use AI to bridge language gaps and brainstorm. Don't let AI replace mentorship or peer collaboration. Ethical and unethical uses of AI in academic writing. Ethical uses is grammar correction, language support, disclosed use, verified citizens. The unethical is fabricate references and disclose AI content, full paper written by AI. This is unethical way, breaching data confidentiality. Final thought is AI is a powerful tool when used ethically. Let it enhance your academic writing, not a comparison your integrity. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Mona Taman. Your presentation is so great. And now let us open the final Q&A session. So audience, your questions are welcome for 10 minutes ahead. There is someone raise hand, so please Alfiani Ariska, you can give your questions directly.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity given to me. So, good evening, Mr. Dr. Taman. So, I have a question. What are the key strategies for getting published in top-tier international journal?
The strategy for which? For which?
What are the key strategies for getting published in top-tier international journals?
At the first, you must scope the journals.
Yeah. Oh. I think the internet is low. Dr. Mona Taman.
Ya, kadang tidak stabil kayaknya itu, Bu.
Iya.
Anu, nggak salah di
Bandit.
Kuwait kayaknya sekarang beliau ini.
Low bandit.
Iya, di Kuwait. Kita tunggu saja dulu biasa, kita tunggu. Sering apa di Kuwait kadang lagi down.
Ya.
Kadang-kadang.
Sama aja dengan kita, Pak.
Ya, kadang langsung. Ini the last nih, Budi, guys, mantap.
Iya.
Oke, sudah masuk.
Hello?
Hello, welcome back, Dr. Taman.
I'm sorry, there's internet.
Yes. Please continue.
Yes, I answer about the question. What is the strategy for publish in journal, in international journal? Any question? Any other question?
All participant, is there any questions?
Ibu moderator, mungkin saya sedikit.
Yes, there is a question, Dr. Mona Taman. Please directly your questions.
Okay. Hello, Miss Mona Taman. My name is Rasminur. I want to ask about what are the key competence scholars must develop to produce academic writing that meet global publication standard, and what strategies are effective in bridging the academic writing gap between scholars in developing and developed countries. Thank you.
Thank you. To benefit your research paper, you must read, review, or new reviewer or new research in your field. This is the first or an important point. You must search about what is the last paper in your field which you want to publish about. Read more and more papers. When you collect more knowledge and a new knowledge in your field which you want to publish from the international journal, when you search about papers which you want to collect knowledge, you must search in papers in an international journal. Specifically, the journal which you wanted to publish in. For example, if you wanted to publish in Elsevier, you must download more and new paper in your field specifically from Elsevier to see journal, yes, to see the template, the methodology,
Yes.
and after that, when you collect more knowledge and the new knowledge, after that you started to write your paper. This will be the challenges, or you will face the challenges in publication.
Okay, I see. Thank you, Miss Mona Taman, and good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay. Any question again? Or enough?
Sorry.
Oh, yes.
Rani?
There is one question more. Dr. Mona Taman, the question from Dr. Sri Jumiati. Dr. Sri Jumiati, you can give your question directly.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation for Dr. Mona Taman. I think the challenge of publish globally in collaboration of academic writing is a difference of technology and capacity of human resources as an author that may be gap issue or gap competency to writing and publishing collaboration. And I want to know your opinion about that. But any problem, Bu Yani?
No.
Okay.
I guess Dr. Mona Taman have a trouble. Please wait. The internet, Dr. Mona Taman is slower, I think.
Dia keluar lagi, Bu ya?
Iya.
Oh, jaringan mungkin ya. Bisa di mungkin nanti kalau sudah masuk baru kita closing thank you, Bu ya.
Sepertinya masih menjawab satu pertanyaan dulu ini Pak Dr. Andi.
Masih ada
Iya.
Tapi Bu Heni
Masih ada
kalau
satu pertanyaan
waktunya,
tadi ya, Bu ya?
tapi kalau waktunya udah mepet nggak apa-apa, mungkin closing aja nggak?
Ya, dihitung
Kalau
dulu masuk
misalnya,
dulu. Ya, ditunggu masuk dulu.
Iya, ya, terima kasih Pak.
Ya. Pas-pas apa namanya? Timing waktunya semua. Mungkin. Thank you so much, Professor Akhtem, for your insightful and fruitful talk and sharing. And then, inshallah, hopefully, one day I personally always pray one day we can meet face to face with our colleges, and then to enhance also our collaboration between the university or institution from Indonesia and also from Russian Federation. That's our dream, inshallah, inshallah.
Thank you. I hope so. We're very honored to see Indonesia in our face, because we're countries of multinational, multilingual countries. We have enough potential to share on cultural experience and the way of education and scientific and research progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Oh,
Ya, how about Dr. Mona Taman?
mungkin 2 menit lagi kita, kalau tidak ada nanti saya coba kita tutup saja kalau tidak ada.
All participants, we are waiting for Dr. Mona Taman to join us and come back to the Zoom for 2 minutes ahead.
Kayaknya stable connection, mungkin kita tunggu 2 menit, kalau tidak ada kita langsung closing ya Bu ya.
Iya.
Ibu, oh iya, iya.
Baru connect lagi kembali. Mungkin setelah nanti dia respon baru kita tutup ya Bu ya. For all the participants, just gentle reminder to don't forget to register yourself through the link that we have provided and sent you a couple hours ago. Jadi mohon diingat di diisi linknya ya Bapak dan Ibu semua. Anunya nanti mungkin penitia kalau bukan besok lusa insya Allah akan mengirimkan linknya untuk di download sertifikatnya. Tapi di Palu sudah jarang nih mati lampu Bu ya? Atau tidak pernah mati lampu Bu?
Jarang.
Jarang ya?
Sudah jarang.
Mungkin ke depannya bagus lagi sharing antara students.
Ya,
Antara
good.
student boleh juga dosen nanti dibagi dosen dari sini ke sini ke sini.
Ya, betul Pak. Good idea.
Ya, paling tidak ada bahan shock akademik untuk dosen-dosen
Ya.
juga latihan bahasa Inggris.
Bagaimana nih Pak Andi? Kita masih menunggu?
Sepertinya kita tutup nih Bu.
Iya.
Uh,
Ronda enak ada nih
ya.
Prof. Akhtem. Menunggu terus.
Kita bisa saja, artinya sapa thank you saja betul baru nanti kita tutup nih dengan
thank
salam.
you to Dr. Mona. Jadi ditutup nih?
Iya, silakan Bu.
Okay, well, all the participants, now we are thank to all the presenter today, to Prof. Akhtem. Thank you so much. And Dr. Mona Taman, thank you for your presentation today. So now, esteemed speakers, respected participants, and all involved, thank you very much for your excellent cooperation and active participation, contributing greatly to the success of this two-day workshop. So we look forward to seeing you again at our future events. We warmly invite you to visit and consider studying at Universitas Muhammadiyah Palu. Have a great day ahead. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih banyak Bapak dan Ibu semua, Pak Rektor.
warahmatullahi
Selamat Pak Rektor.
wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Untuk rekaman anunya bisa dilihat nanti di masing-masing di YouTube yang sudah kita share.
Terima kasih.